What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing tonight? I hope everybody has had a wonderful Sunday. How was your Sunday today? Did you have a good
Fantastic.
Sunday?
I had a really good Sunday. Definitely. Wasn't too hot. Got around to see some property. Had a good day.
What kind of properties you buying? You buying some property, some land, and you buying a house? What you buying?
Just looking. I will. If the right thing come, I definitely will.
I even added you to the stream yet. They got added you on.
I'm definitely will. Commercial property. That's what I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
Now, are you gonna be like businesses business building or just rent out commercial property?
I don't rent anything. If I can find the right place, I'll probably put a little restaurant in East Memphis instead of North.
Oh, property is the way to go.
Yeah.
Nowadays, because let's just say, especially that things is changing and the way things changing and the way it's going, yeah. You want to get in on some property. People looking for place to live. And I was just telling my daughter today, because I'm running with the girls, with my daughters, and I was telling her I was thinking about buying a rental property. Buying a house right now. I just don't know if I really want to deal with that, but I'm definitely going to talk about doing that.
Yeah. Commercial.
See, I don't know.
Is it a headache?
Yeah, that would be my question.
But it's so much money. I mean, it's a lot of money. Even by itself, it's $2,500. That's no overhead. I mean, you own it.
I mean, that's very tempting. That was my thought. Like I could get a rental property and really the rent could pay
Double.
Yeah.
Okay, you're old. You're old what you used to do? At seriously, 3,000.
That's crazy.
I'm giving you maybe 35.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Think about that.
The price of rent and to live like apartments are ridiculous.
Handy. Not handy because they come out California, New York.
Right.
And it's nothing to them.
It's
It's crumbs.
Right. They get a lot more than what they get.
Way in California, they had 800 square feet, and they come over here get 5,000.
They like it's more. So here you get
Yeah. That's it.
and what we took granted, I'm not gonna lie. Man, that property worth it all.
Yeah.
Two.
I ain't even gonna get into what happened to that property over there. That's a whole other story.
I think the whole area was a trap because the same violence. I mean, lawyers got involved. I'm confused. I mean, what happened to home? But the person that had it before, his name is long. Your name was what?
Yeah.
Some stuff on the tape. I don't know what it was, but nah, East Nashville. Honestly, it's more work on the other side of town.
Yeah. It was actually the first area of gentrification.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Proper value in Nashville had skyrocketed because of that. Like we over here deep. We ain't talking about we over here looking at conversation and everything. Like I kind of like the camera angle I got over here because I feel like I turn to talk to people and then with the camera sitting inside of my face the whole time. Like birthday shows goes out the back of my head the whole time. I wasn't thinking. My thought was when I set up the camera, I was like, I want everybody to see all the folks on the patio, the whole patio behind me. No. And so then I spent the whole time talking behind me. So I was back in my head the whole time on the show. But anyway.
You see that patio?
And that's what I wanted folks to see was the patio. Like I love
It's much better in person. They much better. I'm like, what?
What? I did. It was so funny you said it because I did another person's show and called Pussy Talk. And her name is Elle. And we were all people making comments and they're like, K.O. background giving all black belt over there.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I was talking about the moves in the background.
Wrapping around. I mean,
I love every bit of my patio because it's a labor of love in me. And you just not understand how tired I was on my birthday show. Literally. We cleaned.
They made you kind of push that day.
Well, because we painted the floor twice.
Ooh.
And so it was a process to get everything back onto the patio. We was gone. All the curtains
Solo? That day.
He helped with painting the curtains. But yeah, I was literally Saturday. I slept just no. Sunday I slept all day long. Saturday, because I did well. I slept I slept well. I had a massage on the patio. After I had that massage, that was after drinking mimosas. It was over. After that massage and the mimosas, I was in bed and it was over for me. Yeah. Oh, I was so tired. So tired.
That's work. That's work. I mean, you put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
I don't know about your thing, but it came out well.
Well, the plan was we weren't planning on having to paint a second time on the floor. And even the second paint job, I really wasn't happy.
I know it's like
I'm not painting again. Right. I mean, I'm going to get in and bring back up the patio and I'm going to have house this church out of town.
Fantastic. I mean, man. I'm going to take pictures.
You did this for baseball. Everybody's pictures coming in. I tell you, the funny thing is, everybody was I get because the door was open. So everybody is signing this way. I'm gonna have to start getting people to sign.
They can leave on
the other side of the wall, it can get filled up too. So yeah, I need to like doing the show when I'm in here. I can even set a camera up from outside, but I need to have that wall display. Like I love how my signature wall is turning out. Hey! Oh, she said there's an echo. Hold on. Oh, I see what this.
Sorry.
Is the echo gone now? It wasn't you. I had to the. Is it gone, Tara? Both the mics was turned on.
MB Tiny.
Yeah. Samsung, that's what it. Testing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's gone. Yeah, both the mics is on. That's why it's echo. Thank you, Tara. But yeah, I've got to get people to finish signing the other side of the wall so that it can fill up. Like, I'm loving it. Every time somebody signs it, I'm absolutely loving the wall.
Yeah, it looks, I'm sure, an additional person, you can really tell.
Yeah.
MB Tiny. That's funny.
Yeah, Miss Tiny, I cracked up laughing that she wrote her name so tiny. I was like, okay, now why are you gonna put Miss Tiny so tiny? But that was cute. But anyway, we're supposed to be talking about and continuing our conversation on submission.
Yes, please.
Because there's a big difference in the perception. I'm gonna say the perception of men versus women on the word submission. I can, just speaking from a female's perspective, say that the majority of our upbringing, that word has a negative connotation to it.
Thank you. That's the problem. I
Yes.
actually think it is.
Yes. There's a negative connotation tied to the word submission. And again, to me, it's just a word that only has power unless you give it power. But I do understand there's a meaning behind it that everybody really focuses on. But I think for us women, because we were brought up and it had such a negative connotation that you even hear like in weddings, you know, the women, that's one of the first things, oh, we're not doing obey, I'm not submitting, we're gonna take this and take that out of the vows, like I'm not saying those different things and
dissect the vows.
Right, and all of this all over a fear of being dominated.
So that's probably the way it's looked at.
Absolutely. That's exactly how it's looked at.
I see. You
dominated,
said dominated.
and control.
That done. I'm done.
Yeah.
The word control poisons the whole concept of submission. Just a simple word, control, and it has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
I mean, control it takes two people to fall for control. The person that's controlling and the person that they're trying to control.
True.
My biggest issue with the submission, it has nothing to do with it. It's actually showing your love for the person. I'll go beyond this to secure this. I trust you that much to secure. I secure you with my heartbeat.
Yes.
But at the same time, it wasn't delivered that way.
No, and I'm trying to sit here as we're talking, and I'm thinking of discussions that I may have had with like my aunts and my mother and my grandmother and all of those different people, the strong women that were part of my life. And I have to say that submission or submitting to a man was never anything that was talked about in a this is what you're supposed to do type of thing. Yeah. It was always a man will be a man, and you got to make sure that you got you, because you know what I'm saying.
And make sure that man happy. That's all you got to make sure that man happy.
And so, but the funny thing is, again, and I say this a lot on the show, we have a tendency as we grow up and we see things, you either repeat it or you go against it. And so I can say honestly that I had more influence from the strong male role models in my world than I had from the females. And I think that's why it gave me such a different perspective because I saw the struggle.
Yeah.
Like I saw the things that the women in my life did. I'd be like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It was quite disheartening when I realized what the truth of my own parents' relationship was. And then my step-parent, my stepdad, I was honestly, I couldn't take what he took. I mean, I couldn't, nah. I'm not.
Yeah, and see, that's what you have to think, and even when it comes to the word submission, you really have to think about what the examples were.
I had none
growing up.
And I'm trying my best to think about a good couple.
Yeah.
The Cosbys.
And that wasn't even a real couple.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I'm serious. I mean, man, I'm trying, and I no, not even in church.
I can't either, and even
nobody had a 100%. I'm trying, man, that's bad.
I take it. Okay, I have one example that I can say. I felt like my grandmother and my grandfather on my sperm donor side. I'm gonna have to say sperm donor. My sperm donor side. I felt like they were that example of the wife being submissive to the husband, not to the point where I felt like he dominated or controlled her. It was more of, you could tell she respected the fact that he was the man of the household. And so because she respected that, because she was still hardcore, grandma was still hardcore herself, but you could tell he was the head of the household, and you didn't see her going up against it. She may have disagreed about something, but she's not gonna argue with him or buck the system with him. If he say that's what it is, then that's what it is, kind of thing. But he also at the same time always listened to what she had to say.
Gotcha.
And made sure that he took.
They were a good team.
Yes, they were a good team.
Probably not until I was 40. I was dating in a good relationship with a lady and her grandmother. They had the Browns. I mean, a relationship that was worthy of admiring.
Yeah.
60 years, And when he left, you could tell from her, she was like, it struck her pretty tough because they were in love.
And that's like,
and they were in love.
Hey, CL, how are you, darling? Welcome. Wait a minute, Eric in here talking about, I feel you should submit when you're in a relationship.
Oh, no, I didn't say that.
Nobody is saying that you shouldn't.
I did not say that.
Yes, nobody is saying that you shouldn't submit in a relationship. We're just talking about the differences in the definition of it and the examples that we've seen in different perspectives growing up.
Yes.
Because I can't really say in the majority of the relationships that I saw growing up, did I see that submissive?
Honestly, all I seen
I showed. My honest estimate, yes, I take that back. Honest estimate, and Uncle James, I can say that, yeah, but I feel like that's where us women now, because it rolls downhill, like it's passed on generation to generation, and now we all have that negative taste in our mouth when you talk about being submissive.
Yes.
And we have, and the only word that I can think of to use to best describe it is we have a fear of being controlled and dominated, and just
because like, it was a skewed definition of it. Submission is just, but it's so hard to think that mama was wrong, granny was wrong, about this word. You don't have to listen to that man. I mean, I know my family was toxic. It's not a chance. I mean, everybody. I mean, it was just toxic. Just I didn't meet a man without two families until I was a grown man.
Say.
But then you wonder why. I mean, that's all sick. I mean, they never. Nah, my uncles had two families, at least two families, every one of them.
Oh yeah.
But this was common. This was common, and like they said, you wouldn't know until the funeral, and then it's an argument. That's toxic. So when it comes, I mean, submissive, but at the same time, this is sad to say, all of their women at home were labeled as submissive.
I feel like that right there is the other thing. So it depends on what you grow up seeing. And so in those, and I 100% can relate to what you're saying, because they'd have multiple women. And if she was told, you go over here and you stay, you don't come out, because you know I'm over here with this one, and I get to you when I get to you.
Yeah, you stay there. You don't go to
right. You stay there. That's what you do. You don't come over here.
You watch the chiller.
Right. That we are like,
it's ugly.
This right here, that can't be me.
So
that can't be me.
So this is just a rebellion. I mean, a big rebellion. Yes. And the word submissive just got.
Yes.
Well, from when you see your granny, I hate to say this, when you see your granny be a sucker and you realize she was a sucker from what granddaddy was doing, yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
You'll never be like your goal at that point when you realize your goal is to not be like granny was. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna do that, and you go to the extreme.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to say your granny's a bad woman, and I'm just saying
they go to the
just
extreme.
Realistically, I went to the complete extreme. My dad wasn't here, so I do daddy. I haven't missed a practice. I don't miss anything. I've left jobs because I could. If you tell me I can't go, I'm gonna give you a 2-minute notice, and it's a wrap. I mean, it's just me because I was trying to be extra.
The father you didn't have.
But at the same time, a woman tries to be just the opposite of what they see that's negative. And they seen that granddad had 2 families. I'll never. Their goal becomes I will never, ever submit to this.
I'm still finding out I got sisters and brothers.
Oh man, it's
It happens. It's not uncommon. And then you be like, oh, that's your cousin. My cousin. But I mean,
it's been some close calls like that.
And then that's what you would hear from whoever the wife was.
Oh yeah.
Or was she's the submissive one. He over there because she submits.
Yep.
And so then you look at it as that ain't who I am. I ain't finna do that. I don't want to be that fool that's sitting over there with the kids, taking care of the kids.
And he is a freebie.
Right.
He's out here getting all this coupons.
Right. And so then that put the negative taste on the word of being submissive in the female mindset. Yes.
And it's going to stay.
Yes.
Now, how can
it's going to be difficult to change?
Because you have give me some. I don't have an example.
Still no positive male role.
I don't have nothing. The college don't come on. I mean, it's like I have nothing. Well, I mean, nah. I mean, healthy relationship, nah.
And that was one of the things.
I mean, my age groups. I mean, because I got a couple of homeboys that got very strong marriages. Very, very strong. Well, I'm not homeboys. I got a couple of brothers that got very strong marriages, and that's about it. That's about the best it's gonna get from me.
Because people are so, I can't say people, it's women. Because us women, we are so, well, no, I take it because it's a different perspective on both sides. So let me say this. Women have a fear of being dominated and controlled. And then men have a fear of not being in control.
Ooh, yeah.
And so now they both are constantly bumping up against each other.
Because of fear.
Because of fear.
Man, that's the strong.
It's all to me driven out of fear. And they have that fear. So she's fearing being controlled and he's fearing not being in control.
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm going to drive the car.
Yeah. Which is, everybody can't be in control.
Yeah.
Somebody has got to give in to the other.
I'm driving the car.
And that's, yes.
And I know, God, that is wild. Yeah. And
then on top of that, women such as myself, because I'm immediately seen as somebody who would not be submissive.
Oh, definitely. You want to drive the car.
I don't want to drive the car. But
as a man,
you see me that way.
I know you. I mean,
no,
the old
no,
you, the you.
No,
I told you was a Thundercat.
Old 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Old Karen had to be in control.
Definitely.
I did not allow anyone else to be responsible for my destiny. Ooh, you cannot control where I am headed. That's on me. But not only did old Karen used to try to control her destiny, but she controlled his destiny and everybody else's destiny that was around me, close to me,
but it worked out.
Or whatever.
I mean, you looked out for everybody.
I
question.
No question. But you know what happened in the end? I ended up being bitter and resentful for it because I felt like nobody appreciated all of the things that I sacrificed.
Oh, wow.
But then I had on my journey of self-reflection, what I learned was I can't expect them to be appreciative of something they didn't ask me to do. They didn't ask me to do it.
That was your journey.
That was me. That was all me. I decided to jump out there and do those different things.
Yeah.
And so now I can't be upset because they weren't appreciative of it. They didn't ask me to do it. So that was on me. But it took me going down that journey and me taking a step back and looking at myself because I saw who I didn't want to be. And I did not want to end up being a bitter, lonely old woman because now I'm resentful and mad at people for things that I did myself. Okay?
Yeah.
So I 100%, old Karen 100% wanted to be in control.
When did that change happen? Just curious.
When I left my husband, because when I say, and I've touched on this story a little bit, and I really got to get back to my book and really tell my full story. But I left this house. When I left this house, I left my mama, my sister, the kids, and everybody that was in here with my husband. Got me an apartment, moved to Hermitage, and said, I'm out. Deuces. I had enough. I needed my space. And so I took that time. That's when I started my journey of self-reflection because I had to take a step back and look at myself because I didn't even like the road that I was going down.
Self-destruction?
100%. 100%.
Got a question. Did your pool understand?
No.
None?
No.
None. Zero.
I had a few. Wow. I had a few, I can count on one hand the amount of friends that, and this ain't the story, but let me say this. You know how people are on the outside looking in?
Yeah.
And so to everybody on the outside, me and my ex was the perfect couple.
Yeah.
In public, we were the perfect couple. But behind closed doors, the last few years of my marriage, we were living as roommates, basically. I stayed upstairs. I had my room, my space upstairs. He had his space downstairs. When we got ready to go to bed, that's the only time we really came together. We came, and all we did in the bed was sleep. I can't even tell you when the last time was we had sex.
Oh, that's yeah. Mm.
But on the outside, to everybody else, it was a perfect world. We traveled. Even after we separated, we still traveled together. So we ended up being what ended up happening was we built a great friendship.
Yeah. I would have been gone at the bed.
And people were confused.
That is wild.
Yeah. They
but I noticed that you said you were not submissive. You didn't become submissive after the marriage.
It was after the marriage, because when I did my journey of self-reflection, I saw the error in my ways.
Whew, that's a tough one.
Yeah, and then part of it was, and then we get off subject,
Mm-hmm.
but part of it was because I had such a strong personality, and I was, I started in the beginning. Let me back up, because in the beginning, I attempted to be submissive because I saw how my grandmother and my grandfather's relationship was, and the things that she did to him,
mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do. So I attempted to be submissive in the beginning.
And still rebel from the grandmother.
Well, but here's the thing. Here's what happened. Because I have, and I realize I have a very strong personality,
mm-hmm.
It was easy for him to just say, and it wasn't because I was like, I would come and be like, okay, well, what do you want to do? We got this going on, we got such and such, we got this, what do you want to do? And his response would be, well, whatever you decide. And so then it was always whatever I decide. So he kept giving me the control. And so eventually it got to the point where ain't no need of me even asking you, because I already know that you gonna give the control to me.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what led me to the point of, I'm tired of being in control. I don't want to be in control. I don't want a man that's gonna allow me to just do whatever and you be like, here, whatever you decide. I don't want that. But because I have such a strong personality, most men assume that's who I am. But here's the thing. I'm not going to let myself stumble and fall and struggle just so you can see or feel like I'm a damsel in distress and you need to come and save me. That's not who I am. So I can't give that to you, boo. You need to understand that I am the strong woman, but I'm willing to submit. But that doesn't mean you got to come in and attempt to try to control me. That's where we're going to have a problem. Because you can't come in and tell me I don't know where I'm going. Well, baby, I look like I've been doing pretty good.
So what do you see as submission today? For you?
For me, submission is me being able to sit comfortably in my female energy, knowing that no matter what happens or what goes wrong, he's got me. And that he's willing to listen to my perspective, even though I realize at the end of the day, the decision is his,
mm-hmm.
but he most definitely hears my opinion and respects my opinion on it, but understands that I 100% submit to whatever decision, because I feel comfortable and trusted. I know he's not going to take me down a path I don't need to be led down.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see as submission from him? Because it's a two-way street.
It 100% is a two-way street. And that kind of goes back to what submission for him would be, to take a step back and say, my baby has a valuable opinion. And when I'm tired
mm-hmm.
and I want to take a break, I know that I can come and I can rest comfortably on her, because I know when I'm down, she got me. And I can trust that she can step in and handle it if I'm not able to handle it. That's him knowing when it's time to say, you know what, baby, this right here is one of them situations where I need to let you take the lead.
That's the point of submission. What you're saying is exactly how I would see it. I'm not sure about other people, but I'm not asking to control you.
Right.
I'm just asking for fair play.
Yes.
That's all. I'm just asking for fair play. I mean, we are a team. If we are a team,
yes,
every situation comes to the table. And there's only two seats at this table.
Absolutely.
It comes to the table. And submission means I got to listen to every single thing you got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Take it in 100% of consideration. Mix it with mine. Let you get my opinion of of the same subject. Let you get my opinion of the same subject and come to a conclusion.
Absolutely.
If your way works, it may be your better pool. If it's nursing, I'm hoping like hell you take the steering wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. and that, but I feel like.
But that takes a lot of maturity, and it takes a man to open his mind and stop with the macho.
And I
because
think
it's not going to help.
that is the struggle, because a lot of men feel like in order for them to do that, it takes away from their alpha, macho, their ego. I can't let go of my ego and admit that she knew more, or to even step back and say,
see, that's what I don't like.
She knows more than me in this particular subject, and let her have the reins. I can sit back and support my baby because she supports me 100% all the time.
It's if it's not 100 and 100, I don't understand. People say it's 50. It's a lie. I want 100. Don't give me 50 nothing unless I ask for a half of something.
Yeah,
I want the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And if a man is running around thinking control that woman, that way it's not gonna work.
And that's
she's gonna run. She's gonna run.
And I can only speak from my perspective, but being that strong, independent woman, that is the biggest issue that I have, because men already assume
yes,
she ain't going. And then I'm the type,
she don't,
because listen, I'm a logical person. So whatever you tell me has to make sense to me. And you can't be upset if you come and you tell me something and say, this is what we're going to do. And then I start asking questions. It's not that I'm questioning your judgment. I'm trying to get an understanding of where you're wanting to take us. And so you can't say to me, stop asking, don't ask you, it don't matter, this is what I want. No, that don't work for me.
See, you're the cheat code. Yes, you are the cheat code. 99.9% of women do not think logically, and you should know that. You're a woman.
That is very true.
You're a group of women. I bet you are a thumb every time, because you are logical thinking. You should please stop telling them, because you're leading them the right way.
Yeah.
No, most women think emotionally and going emotional again and emotional again. They're thinking a lot. They think we are thinking out of our mind because we're thinking logical.
Yes, I can agree.
If it does not make sense,
I can agree with you.
I don't understand. How did you mix it? But see, you the cheat code, and it's like that's unfair to a man, because I'm just man. It's like I don't want a man to think I'm gonna tell on him, but
go on and tell. I tell female secrets. I tell the secrets all the time.
Okay, I'm a man. I'm gonna run my game. I'm gonna run my game because I want the easy pussy coupon. If I get the easy pussy coupon, I'm gonna keep running the game.
The game don't run on me.
Exactly. You gonna smash the game with two
me.
questions, which is gonna ball him up, and then he gonna have to come real or go on and get off the porch.
Yeah, you can't come at me from that direction.
That's exactly.
And when I tell you, I have that happen to me a lot.
I bet you do.
And we get our subject, but it's the funny thing, and I think men nowadays have been conditioned for the emotional woman.
Yes, that's why you get the game.
Yes, they condition for the emotional woman, and so they come at me from that emotional standpoint.
Yeah,
and I just be looking at them like
bust the ball. But it's hard for a man to realize that and to see that as value.
Yes,
you gotta.
I can agree.
They don't. It'll
we
be
got
hard.
Comments. We've been over here talking. Tara's talking about preach, Karen. You know, girl, I'm always preaching. Makes perfect sense. Aesthetic Love says, I feel everything you say. She this was back a minute, a few back, so she must have when I was talking about when I left. I had reached that point. I was done. I was over it. But now, when I self-reflect, when I say I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that man to come into my world who I feel like I can trust and not be worried about he about to make, because listen, I worked hard to get me to where I am.
Fumble. You waiting on him to fumble.
Right. I can't I have to be able to trust and say, okay, he has a logical mind and he's sound, and I am confident in his decisions. I don't have to worry about nothing he out here doing. I don't want to have to worry about any of that.
But his work should kind of prove everything you just said.
Absolutely.
His work.
Absolutely.
But again, if he's not working, again, submissiveness comes from your work. Again, when I said last week, I was saying that this is more than an evening's conversation.
Yes.
Because this is an entire, if if I did not play the game, or I played the game and realized that you solid, and I'm coming all the way 100, that means I'm coming all the way I'm coming for the kill. At that point in time, I'm setting up the whole thing for submissiveness. And I'm talking about a two-way street. Is I'm going to trust you until you bust my bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm expecting you to trust me until I bust your bubble. If I don't bust your bubble, I'm confused at why you don't trust me.
That is the other thing, too, about relationships, is that people go in, I feel like, and this is just my perspective, I feel like people are entering into relationships from the perspective of, you got to earn my trust, as opposed to, I trust you until you give me a reason.
Yes, but natural law is innocent until proven guilty.
But most people come in guilty.
Everybody, because of the bones in your closet from the last relationship. Burn the damn house down. Get it over with. Burn it down.
I have a friend that I feel like that. Like, I feel like I'm guilty until proven innocent. Oh. But I can never prove myself innocent because you already have a preconceived notion of who you think I am. And even when I tell you that's not me, you don't want to hear it because you're basing it off your preconceived notion.
Yes.
So I'm automatically guilty. There's no proven innocent. You guilty.
That message is for Eric Mark. I've been trying to explain this to you for a minute. I'm not the same person.
That is not.
He won't let me go. He won't let me be drama king. I'm like, dude, no,
Eric,
no.
Let me tell you, Eric. We're not gonna talk about Eric because Eric is not here to defend.
Don't let Eric take over the show again.
Eric is not here to defend himself.
That is my dude.
I am prepared for the next time me and Eric have a conversation.
You better be.
He gonna need the couch. He gonna need a drink.
Because Eric comes with a suitcase for you.
He is, listen. If it wasn't for the fact on the birthday show, and see that takes me back to, there's different levels of submission.
Yes.
And you don't have to be in a relationship with a man to submit to him. And so it was funny because it was after the show that me and Rick were talking about it. And I said, well, dang, Rick, I submitted to you. Because when I tell you, I was about to tear Eric's ass up.
Well,
and Rick said, nope, KO.
That's pretty good.
Don't do
in my opinion of you.
Yes, and I told him, and I said, good. Rick,
especially to bust somebody out that deserves it.
And I submitted to Rick, and because Rick said no, but I trust and respect Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And so, therefore, in that moment, I felt like he was telling me what was best for me.
That matters.
And exactly. And so I accepted what he said, and I listened to what he said, and I said, okay, Rick said, don't do it.
And that matters because the strangest person can actually tell me and I'll calm down. And most people wouldn't dare not believe I would listen to a word come out of this lady's mouth.
See, I feel like.
But if she would tell me to calm down and sit down.
And you know what?
I trust that she would have me sit down and calm down for a reason that's best for me.
Yes. Yes.
Nobody else, just me. She would tell me to do that to make herself feel good and know she's trying to protect me some type of way.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that matters.
And to me, that, like I said, that's submission on different levels.
Hmm.
And again, it still goes vice versa because I have those male friends that I gotta be like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You're like, no, don't do that.
Oh, I got two male friends, two partners, two brothers that will put me back on path. As in, man, they'll keep calling. But it's like
I keep saying I'm ready.
It's all right. I just want Eric to know.
Love says you can definitely submit to someone you respect. 100%. I have to respect and trust you before I can even consider.
I'm not going to trust you until I respect you.
Yes. If I don't respect you, I really can't trust you. If you don't have my respect, you most definitely cannot have my trust.
Woo.
Those to me go hand in hand. If you do not have my respect, you do not have my trust. And I can be in like a work relationship, friend relationship, coworker, whatever, we cool type of relationship. I may not respect you, but I can deal with you. You know what I'm saying? But as far as being in a relationship,
Mhm.
I 100% have to respect and trust you in order for us to make it. Now, one thing I can definitely say, I may have been in control in my marriage, but I 100% respected and trusted him. That didn't negate any of that. I still respected, and I still to this day respect and trust him.
No, I don't. When I leave, the respect left.
No, again,
and I hope they are. Everybody's listening.
Well, everybody's situation
when I leave
is
now,
different. Everybody's situation is different.
When
I can honestly say, and it's just who I am. I can honestly say, the majority of men that I've ever been in any type of relationship with, whether it be friends with benefits or we were deep or whatever, we still friends.
That's because you the homie. I'm just trying to tell you that. You think logically.
we still cool.
So you think logically, still with your feminine energy. So as a man, I'm turning to you for all the answers. And I repeat that because you're going to understand the question. And you're going to give me a colorful answer for logical and emotional. I need that.
Yes, because I 100%.
You're going to cover it all. They're loving it.
Even though I don't typically always sit into my feminine emotional energy.
Oh, it's there though.
It's there. And I definitely can see the female perspective.
Yes. Yes, you can.
I can 100%.
And that's why Eric Marks asked you 1,000 questions.
Talking about Eric. We're not going to keep talking about Eric.
You give him a perspective that he's never seen. Never seen. And I love it. I see him. I see his mind ticking. It's like,
my problem with that is that he don't want to listen.
Oh, no, he's never going to. I mean, he will. But he's building trust. He's building trust. It takes a long time to build trust.
But that's okay. I'm prepared for the next.
But as a raw good person, he's a good person.
But
I will tell you, he is so hard-headed.
He is. God. Aesthetic Love said he's right. I know he's right.
Oh yeah, I've been knowing dude since I was 14 years old. Yeah, it's my brother.
I know.
And he know I'll take it to the grave for him.
I love me some Eric.
Oh yeah, he gonna keep you strong.
I love me some Eric.
Dude is a mess.
I keep telling him, and I told him this on the birthday show, and I'm not saying anything to you that I can't say to Eric's face. He is acting out of his pain.
Yes.
And until he is ready to heal, there is nothing that anyone can say to him. And I feel sorry for those ladies who end up in his path that who are recipients of that pain. That's the way I'm going to put it. Yeah. And I think sometimes in his mind, he thinks when I say that, he looks at it as a negative thing. Like, I'm not out here, I'm not dogging them. I'm not hurting them. I'm not doing. He's thinking about all the things that other people do. Like, I'm not, trashing her. I'm not doing all of those things. But what he's missing is there's different levels of pain.
Yes, it's different levels of pain.
You're causing emotional pain. You may not be causing physical pain, and just because y'all not arguing and bickering and you talking about you doing that self-sabotage and she's the one that makes the decision and all of these things, you're missing the fact that you are causing unnecessary emotional pain to these women because you're hurting right now.
Yeah.
But Aesthetic Love say that, but we gonna get out before little Eric because he ain't here to defend himself right now. We talking about submission.
As my brother, I'm gonna tell him as plain as day. Yeah, you heard.
But
he's so much better than he was, so I know he can grow. And I would never call him my brother if I knew he couldn't grow.
Well,
stagnant people, I cannot do. I can't do it.
Here's the thing. When I have conversations with Eric,
you can make him grow.
I see the light.
Oh yeah. Oh
I see when he has those aha moments and he realizes. So I understand his potential for growth and that he gets it. He's not ready to let go of the pain.
Oh no.
He's not ready to let go.
You think that you can get it? Okay, you can't keep giving the dick coupon. You cannot keep that. You cannot.
I
and expect her to not catch feelings. When she catches feelings, you've
see,
already told her rules to the game.
It's not
so she's violated. But no, she's not. She's actually being a woman who carries every one of her emotions on her chest.
Though. Let me say this though. Wait a minute. Tara says it's very obvious that he's hurt and bitter. He has to do the work. Until he does that, there will be no progression. Therapy is beautiful.
I'm not gonna say hurt. I'm gonna say bitter.
He definitely is.
Because I don't. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
The hurt made him bitter.
It's not about the dick and the fact that Eric is out. Because I can't speak. Because ladies, I've never slept with Eric, so I don't know what the dick down is like. Okay.
Bye, boy, baby.
But I'm giving this from a female perspective, okay? Especially that emotional female. Yeah. It is not about dick. And I said this on the show. Eric overall is a good guy. Yeah. And being the good guy that he is, he comes in and he takes care of wants and needs.
And spoil.
And he will take care of you, and he will do those things that he needs to do for you. Mm-hmm. Why does he do those things? Because in return, he wants to feel love, but he don't want you to fall in love with him.
He wants to feel love his way.
Right.
Just his way.
Yes. And so he feels like he's safe, and I said this on the birthday show, because he feels like that he's telling them, I don't want no relationship. I don't want this. But baby, your words are not matching your actions. Man. And your actions are telling a completely and totally different story than what your words are saying to her.
Between your actions and her dreams, you just got caught up.
And then he's enjoying how it makes him feel. Yeah. Because now she's caught up and she's in love and he want to be loved. Yeah. But then when it gets to be too much, because I told you I didn't want a relationship. Yeah. And in his own words, I self-sabotage because I see she getting caught up. Yeah. Now she's hurt. But because he's that good guy, you didn't really do anything wrong. And I can't really be mad at you because you did tell me you didn't want a relationship. I can't we still cool. He said, ain't nobody mad at me. They ain't mad at me. Yes, they are mad at you. You just don't know.
They mad.
They mad at you. They mad at themselves.
Because they feel like you sold them a fake ticket, even though you gave them the exact.
You sold me a ticket to the show I didn't even get to watch.
Right, but you told them though. You did, but you still my dog. Regardless.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be. Aesthetic Love says, I never give up on him. I'm not giving up on him. He's a good guy.
I never will. You know I ain't never going to.
Tara says, I think he's both. You can't have one without the other. They go hand.
But see, I know he can do it because he's a loyalist. When I say loyal as a friend,
you ain't got to tell me.
Oh, Eric could do some.
You ain't got to tell me.
I put him in situations he should not be in. Period.
You ain't got to tell me.
He should not be in.
I said,
dude stood strong. That's what I'm like. He should not be here. He's still strong.
Show when he finally does heal.
Oh my God!
He gonna make somebody a good
one. Awesome man. He gonna
be a good one
because he's a good dude.
Once he finally gets
he is a good dude.
Okay. But anyway, we off Eric. We supposed to be talking about submission. I'm tired of doing shows about Eric. This ain't the Eric show. This.
but as a part of a man's submission, as myself, once I can respect a woman, my next move is to trust. If I can trust her, and I'll give her things to just test it. I mean, I'm sorry, call it a game. I give her stuff to test her trust. And if I need to test it. I need to test it way to see how it goes. You pass that test thing, then I'm really digging into the whole. Can you do it? I don't need you to do much. Just if you can add to what I have, put something on the table other than your attitude. I'm kind of good. I'm good. But I'm not looking for a lot, and my journey is not over, so I'm not looking for anything. I mean, but for right now, when I do, I'm looking for somebody that can actually keep their word, because that builds the trust with me.
Yes.
If you can't keep your word, I really I don't want to be around you, and I'm very straightforward.
That is exactly how I am.
I've walked off on many people.
Your word is extremely important.
It's all because when I came up, I ain't got about my balls in my word, and I'm keeping my balls. I'm keeping
You almost made me spit out.
I'm saying, so my word is bond. I'm gonna try, especially when it comes to a woman's emotions. I've had enough
like
toe up to understand that.
I'm like that because I typically do sit in my male energy.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to an extent.
It is. But listen, and it depends on the man. And when I say it's night and day, if you ever see me in the presence of a man who automatically puts me in my female energy, you're going to be like, damn, Karen gone. Look at her head.
I was just going to say that because eventually when it's about this alpha energy, that's all you're looking for. It's alpha energy.
It's about
that alpha energy will change the room.
It is about, there are certain men, and I know they exist because I've met plenty of them, that automatically, they don't have to exert themselves over me. It's something about their presence that automatically make me sit in my feminine energy.
That's awesome.
And I went out with a guy one time who did that to me, which it kind of took me by surprise because we had a miscommunication. It was when we met on a date app or whatever. He overslept or something, whatever, and I showed up. I was cute and I was ready, prepared to make my entrance. Like, Negro, you were supposed to be waiting on me to walk in, and then I come into the lobby at the hotel. You ain't there. Like, where you at? So then when I call and like I'm mad and I'm ready to leave and I'm going through all these things,
attitude time.
Yes, I was in my emotions, and I was like, you know what? I was like, because he was like, no, don't leave. It's like, I'll be down in 5. Like, give me a minute. So he came down. When he came down, I was still in my car because I was really debating on whether I was going to
pull it off.
And so I was like, no, Karen, you dressed, you ready, you here. You might as well go on the date. And so I walked back in, and when I walked into the lobby, and as soon as I laid eyes on him, his presence immediately put me into my feminine energy, and all of that went away.
If you want to know how Michelle is around Barack, it's that energy.
Yes,
it's
because you can see it. She is 100% an independent, strong woman, but when she is around Barack, she is
that little girl
giggly,
again. And that's what is a man. That's all I'm looking for. Yes. If I could see that, my energy got it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna start saying about this trust.
You got me giggling and smiling, and even when we called the Uber and we left. We got to the place where we were going, and the Uber driver pulled up. And so I reached for the door handle. And when I reached for the door handle, he put his hand on. He said,
"No, it's not your job.
It's not your job." Put his hand on my leg, and he said, "I got you." So I was like, "Oh, excuse me." And so I sat back. This man got out. He walked around, opened the door, grabbed me by my hand, and the whole time, like he was like, "I'm leading. You follow, I got you by the hand," and he kept me in my feminine energy
because he was determined to show you what a man's supposed to do.
Right, and
I try to teach my daughters that.
But here's what I love: he corrected me without having to really say.
No, all you gotta do is touch.
Because most men be like, "Oh, y'all independent women, you don't have one
never that, never that."
He just politely tapped me and said,
"Gently let you know that there's romance with this. There's romance with a touch. I got this."
You hit the camera. You knocked the camera up. That's okay. Yeah, when he did that, I was like, okay, I get it. You got me sitting. Let me come back up. I don't know what happened. We hit the camera. We're gonna leave right there.
But that energy, he was spraying it all over the place too.
And
I like that energy.
He kept it.
Yes, sir.
He kept it there
because he had makeup to do. But not just that. That may be just him. But he knew he had to turn it all the way up because he had makeup to do. He was already behind.
Right.
So I got to turn it on.
He did. He kept me, and that's something like. a lot of times men think that's something I enjoy. Because remember when I said I'm so used to being the one in control, I took care of it. I'm so tired of taking care of people. I'm tired. I don't want to take care of nobody else.
Yeah.
I want somebody to take care of me. Now I ain't got no. Oh, excuse me. I agree. It's a two-way street. But I want to be able to. I can relax because I know he got me, and I ain't got to be on until he say, you know what, baby, right now I need a break.
Yeah.
But this your lane.
Yeah.
This your lane, so I'm gonna let you run with it because this your lane.
And I'm sitting back thinking, no, actually, I'm looking for one thing, just somebody to, if they're not into building, move on. The end. Because
Agreed.
I understand I was left with nothing.
Agreed.
I was my mama did all right, but she showed me get the ball started. And as it get the ball started, I want to leave my kids more than I was ever left. So I need somebody with the same mindset. And if she has the same mindset, I can build until it's over. I don't need her to do nothing but make sure I don't blow the money.
Let me help you to understand my mindset, especially when it comes to finances. When I left this house, remember I said I left this house and I left my husband, my mama, my sister, and one of the daughters and a grandbaby here at the house.
You had a choice. Live or die.
Okay. At the time that I left, my ex was under a bankruptcy. He filed, but I didn't file. Okay. Because majority of the stuff was in his name, and I felt like one of us needed to keep good
above that water. Yeah.
Okay. He filed. I didn't file. But I knew his survival was dependent on me being able to pay the bills over here at this house. When I left this house and I moved to Hermitage, I paid my bills in my apartment, plus maintained the bills that I was paying on. That's how bad I wanted to go.
So that lets you know.
But I did, because I respected him. I did not want to leave him in a financial bind because I knew there's no way he could have paid.
And then you wonder why you're your friend.
He knows I literally.
He's your best friend.
When I said to him when we split, I had a conversation with him and I said to him, I'm sorry that I could not love you the way you loved me. I 100% knew it was on me.
So you knew you dominated.
The failure of my marriage was all on.
Remember I told you the KO I know from 14 was super man in a woman body. You did a lot.
All on me.
And you did a lot for a lot of people.
And I still.
And it was like,
still do.
She's just too damn strong. But whenever she get a dude, she gonna crush him like tomatoes.
But I did not. But you know what? I did not. Well, I felt like I did not.
I mean, you're a strong woman. I mean,
yes, I did not. Like, I wasn't that loud talk making.
No. But when you did, it was for a reason.
I knew that I didn't love him the way he loved me. Which is why I had to say that apology. Like, I'm sorry, I couldn't. And he deserved to be loved.
That's different.
The way he wanted.
Everybody don't deserve the real love.
No,
I give him one. I'm Ed.
If you notice,
you'll never know my real name.
You notice in this conversation, you never heard me say anything bad about him.
Nothing. You're a good dude.
He is 100% a good man. He was an amazing father. He was a good husband. He is 100% the best role model for a male role model that my kids could have ever had.
See, that is one time I like. I hope I get that.
Yes.
That. What you just said, give me that, baby mamas.
100%.
Because I'm there.
And even to the point, like, we family vacation. Like, he's remarried, but we still like travel. We family vacation together. We party together. Like, So it's important to me that whatever man that comes into my world, and if we enter into a relationship,
that's a hell of an acceptance.
You have to accept. There's no competition because you can't compete. This is the father of my children. I'm not asking you to compete, nor am I asking you to be him. This is about me and you. But you can't come in feeling like you got to compete with him. Because if you feel like you got to compete with him, I'm telling you now, you're going to lose.
It took 30 seconds to revise that, and check this out. As a man, and I think I call myself a pretty strong man.
Okay.
It would be hard, and I repeat, it would be extremely hard to have a man around me that can shine more than me. No. It's not. I've never been threatened by another man, and it's not a size, it's not an ego, it's not an intelligence. No, I don't know. My mama put it in me. Nobody better than me. If I want to be, if I want to be number one, I'm gonna be number one. But if I don't, I'll sit back.
But see,
I'll sit back.
That's the thing.
But as in that situation, because I've never been confronted with, that was a good one. Made me think.
But let me clarify.
Yes, I can handle that
clarify.
because I don't believe another person is strong. Is got to shine on me. If you do, let me shake your hand, buddy. Other than that, okay, cool.
Yes.
I don't. It's like it's up here. I don't have an ego. If it's a black man, I'm not gonna fight him. Get that out your mind. I'm already out. It's not that kind of fight. No, I would like to know what can make my surroundings better for me because you got more experience than me.
I look at it like this. If I meet a guy and we hit it off and he's cool with his ex, as long as I know, like I can take shit, my ex is remarried. I'm telling you, there's nothing between he and I other than a friendship and the fact that we have children together. So there is no competition. You ain't got to worry about that. The only person you need to worry about is me. He is inconsequential to you.
He was inconsequential as soon as you told him, you left, it was over.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no need to even look his way.
Exactly.
I mean, that's my opinion. As a man,
exactly.
I would never look that way.
Here's what you can't do, though.
I ain't gonna step on him at all.
You can't.
I'm a man. I don't want to be stepped on, so why would I step on? Before. I'm not stepping on no man, because I don't want him stepping on me.
You cannot come
Thank you, Johnny, for teaching me.
And try to tear him down.
No man should throw salt.
Build yourself up because I'm gonna check you. Because in that instance, when you feel like you gotta compete with him, baby, you about to lose.
But that's throwing salt on another man. You deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. You ain't supposed to do that.
You're gonna lose all day long.
No.
You gonna lose all day long.
Men, you cannot fix a woman's yesterdays. You can only plus her tomorrows.
Exactly.
Make her tomorrows better.
All day.
You let them yesterdays go and try to make tomorrow better. And she'll never look back. She's never looking back.
All I want you to worry about is me and you.
Tomorrow,
and if you focus on me and you,
in the morning we're gonna do what?
Yeah. And what we can build on.
That part. But if you don't let go of yesterday, you'll never see tomorrow. And I learned
I like that. If you don't let go of yesterday, you'll never see tomorrow. Tyra said, preach, Ed.
What?
Absolutely. If you don't let go of yesterday, you're never gonna see tomorrow. Because I can't deal. You can't compete with him.
At all.
It's not your job to compete.
No.
Y'all are in two different
I'm trying
categories
to make this journey the best journey I've been.
Right.
And I like the canoe.
You get a different,
a total different KO.
Totally
That's what I'm saying is he had K something, but I got KO.
Yes,
that's
KO
a total different person.
That's
what I'm saying. When you turn that page, it's going to burn the book because I'm not that person anymore. I'm not finna argue with you. I'm not even gonna put my hands on you. I bet that shocked you. I'm not gonna be good at it.
Well, I've never been that type.
That's what they said.
Let me tell you, I had, and then we're gonna get off here because we over out. I had that to happen. I do not believe in domestic violence.
Oh, never a woman.
Don't put your hands on me.
Never.
I'm not gonna put my hands on you. And I only came close. Having a little argument, and I really don't even like to argue, but OKO gonna put you in your place.
Yeah, you'll fight
and I'll fight you too.
If he step on the toes, he hoping he step the toes. Oh,
so we going at it, and so he took and he pushed me against the door. And he ran his hand back, and I said, I wish you would.
Shit.
And he said, what you gonna do? You gonna call your mama, call your brother? I said, no. So I ain't finna call nobody. But I'm gonna tell you this. If you hit me, you better kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of us is about to die today. That's all I'm
saying.
Man
should never hit a woman. If you want to hit a woman, just leave. And don't come back.
And I feel vice versa.
I've been doing that for years. If you provoke me to the point I feel like you're trying to make me hurt you, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna smoke it. I'm gonna treat you like smoke. I'm gonna disappear like smoke. I'm out of here.
I might shake the shit out of you.
I'm not doing it.
I don't.
Because if you hit my sister, there'll be no road that's gonna stop me. There'll be nothing that's gonna stop me.
Understand.
That's why I don't hit them.
Phone calls.
Don't hit them women.
Don't play with me. But like I tell every man, one, I may sit in my male energy, but one thing I do understand, me as a female, I can't go toe to toe with no man. I'm not even finna pretend like I'm stronger than you and we about to go blow to blow. That's not who I am. So if you hit me, you better kill me because I'm not fighting fair.
But dude, at the same time, I'm gonna say this last thing.
Fighting fair.
Understand, you don't hit no woman. You out there to protect her.
You shouldn't. And
protect her from the world. And I repeat, protect her from the world. She should respect you like a king and you treat her like a queen. If I can't treat her like a queen, I'm out.
Make sure you understand that goes both ways.
Oh, yeah, she got to treat him like a queen.
A lot of times women think that it's okay for them to put their hands on a man.
I don't do that. No. Because I'm reactive. I'm like, exactly. Nah, don't do that.
Don't do
that. Don't do that.
When he put his hands back on you.
I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it. We don't believe in that. No domestic violence. I've only had that once. And never in the 23 years of my marriage that me and my husband even had that. Like, we never had that. Like, he didn't put his hands on me. I didn't put his hands on him. Like, we may have had our arguments or our disagreements. The other thing, we never argued in front of the kids.
That's my biggest thing.
On one hand and don't even need all the fingers to think of when we may have had a blow up in front of the kids. We didn't argue in front of the kids.
Is it too much to ask? Why argue at all? What's wrong with the discussion and the decision and moving forward?
Well, that depends on the maturity of the people, because some people don't understand how to have a conversation because that's not what they grew up seeing. And to them, arguing back and forth and loud talking and screaming and hollering is a conversation because that's what they grew up seeing. So you don't know better until you see better.
You got to see better.
Because that's what you grew up thinking that was normal. And I had to have that conversation with my brother. You grew up thinking that's normal. Just because we grew up and that was our reality doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
And you have to, as an adult, be able to take a step back and think about, okay, just because that's what I grew up doing or I grew up seeing, doesn't mean it's right.
I did not know that because I don't like to argue. I was a person that's either going to fight or I'm not going to do nothing. And I'm not going to fight a woman, but that arguing, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand that part. But do you know a Caucasian woman told me every woman don't argue.
No,
they'll have a discussion with you. You'll have a decision, and you'll move forward.
And
no offense to any Caucasian woman, I would never.
Yeah,
that's the only never I used in my life.
I'm the same way.
But I'm listening. Not a problem. But she taught me something. I'm not. I don't care what the message look like. I really don't care what the message look like. I need that message.
But you know what? But we get on a different subject. That is a struggle for some women. So like myself, I'm over that.
Oh, what?
I don't want to argue.
I'm not. I don't
Let's
understand.
have a discussion. I want you to be open to my perspective and don't feel like just because I don't agree with you now, I'm mad, I'm in my feelings, and I'm being emotional. I get that all the time. Oh, no, baby, I'm not upset. I just don't agree with you. And just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean that I'm mad at you. I see your perspective. I just don't agree.
And to me, that's an intelligent thing, because if I feel like If you tell me that you don't agree with me, I'm gonna go back to the lab because something must be wrong.
But see, them most women.
Because I'm not. If a man thinks he's right 100% of the time, you are called a narcissist.
Think that they are 100% right.
A person called me a narcissist, and I took offense to it.
We're gonna get off this, and I'm gonna give you an example of that. And I'm not gonna tell his name. I went out on this date with this guy.
You gonna tell his name?
I'm not gonna say his name. And we were out. We met up. And we were walking, we were on 12. I think wherever we were going to eat or whatever wasn't open or something, so we were just kind of walking around. Tyra says, Lord, a lot of men think that they're right. Hold on, let me pop it. Lord, a lot of men think that they're right all the time. Absolutely.
That's not
Absolutely.
True. That's a narcissist.
But hold on. So we were walking and we were talking, and I was telling him about my weight loss journey. And I was telling him, I used to be 236 pounds, and, I lost all this weight, just from diet and exercise,
Wow.
I started out walking and doing all these different things. And so he says to me, because I want to say at that time I had on a tank or something, because it was hot. We were outside, I had on a tank or something. And he says, first of all, he says to me, it doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, with your arms, where you got that skin on your arms, if you get in the pool and you do water aerobics, that'll help tighten your skin up. So I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, if it didn't bother you, why did you even bring it up? So I say to him, I get what you mean. That's not my cup of tea. I'm a lifter. I like to lift. I'm a weightlifter. Like, and anybody, like, if you ask Rick, when I'm in the gym, I'm lifting. Like, when I was in my best shape, even I would have the men, especially on leg day, the guys would be like, damn, my trainer Tanya I was a beast in the gym and didn't even realize it. She would be like, girl,
I'm stuck in my man delivery.
So, hold on. So I tell him, I don't like water aerobics. So we continue on, and he keeps on. He keeps bringing back up this water aerobics. Keep saying, I'll say it again. That's not my cup of tea. I get what you're saying. I agree with you.
I don't.
I get what you're saying.
I'm like lost.
Because I only want to argue, because I'm already like, we done.
Yes, I like
I'm trying to maintain, because I'm not trying to cuss you out. The third time he brings it up, I say, why do you keep bringing that up? Like, you keep bringing that up. Is there a reason? And he said, well, he said, well, you keep saying no. I figure because you don't understand what it is that I'm trying to tell you. Said, no, baby, it's not that I don't understand. I don't agree. So then he says, when I tell him I don't agree, he says, well, let's be grown.
Nigga, that was, I'm sorry.
Boy, what?
Way back at the first time we said no.
Let's keep it grown.
And I hit him with no means no. Are you a rapist? I need to know this.
Let me tell you.
So you know the first time.
Let me tell you, rude. But to him, he didn't see. And the funny thing about it, so
he wanted it his way.
Right. And because I wasn't telling him bending down to his will, then he kept saying it because he felt like because I didn't agree and say, oh yeah, that's what I need to do.
You need to agree.
Then I didn't understand what it was that he was telling me.
So let's just insult on intelligence.
Right.
And don't forget that first no and the second no.
You was rude when you want to come talk about, I guess, what you consider to be a flaw.
That is a bold.
To say that it doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you.
I don't think I've been that bold in my life.
Right.
I'm trying, but I don't think I've been.
And I laugh because
I know E gonna say I've been pretty bold, but I don't think I've been
that bold. If anybody who knows me will tell you, I'm extremely confident. So ain't shit that you can say to me that's gonna shake me really, because
y'all on a date, right?
Yes, I love me.
Well, I don't understand it. Nah, I'm sorry.
Listen.
It's just me.
Of course, it didn't go anywhere. And he ended up being in his feelings. But he accused me of being in my feelings. When he came back, because I was already like, this is not going to work. And then he said, the second time he said to me, let's stay grown, because I disagreed with something that he said. I said, baby, this is not going to work.
Just shh.
Because you're not going to keep insulting my intelligence just because I don't agree with you.
How did you feel about the let's keep it adult? How did you feel?
Because that's trying to. I took that as you're saying to me I'm being immature because I don't agree with you.
Yeah, but
you're the one that's being immature. You're being the childish one. But I didn't want that argument because I knew he's that toxic type. I knew that's what you was looking for. Because the way he kept coming, listen, this how I am.
Damn.
To me, when you having a discussion back and forth with people, with someone, and they say, oh, you being emotional, the way you can tell who the person is emotional in the conversation is whoever's sending the longest messages.
And I don't say, man, I'm really, it's a one line.
Then he giving me all these, and you going back and forth, and you get I'm not the one for you. This is what I said to him, baby, I'm not the one for you.
One line.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
But
we done.
He should have. Damn. But did he? I don't see how he's seen any positives on that comment.
In his
mind, and to bring it back again
and
again.
In his mind, I was being emotional and I was taking it the wrong way.
No,
I'm a grown ass woman, and you're not finna.
But to even flip the emotions on you,
I'm being immature because I
let's keep it adult as it.
Yeah, let's keep it grown. Let's keep it grown. I am grown up in here.
See, I've been in that with a woman, and I'm serious. At dinner, 100 and gone. Hope you don't eat more than 100 because I'm out of here. I'm for real. I'm not gonna sit. If I see some, don't make me seem as if I didn't hear what I just heard or see what I just seen. Nah.
Oh, when I tried to let me tell you, when he tried to play me sideways and upside down, and again, game recognizes game.
Yeah.
And I have said this before on the show, because I'm capable of sitting in my male energy and I can see both perspectives. I
told you cheat code.
I am so capable. Men are so simple. Y'all
because you're the cheat code.
Y'all so easy.
Because your logical thinking.
And we're gonna get off of here. All you have to do is listen. That's all I gotta do is listen. And you're gonna tell me everything that I need to know about how to get you where I want you to be.
And women don't listen to that because she's telling you the truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
But you ain't gotta hear that.
And 100%.
We will tell it.
Even down to the point of, I know I'm the one running shit, but you think you are. Because I'm just that good to make you think you in charge.
But as an adult man,
I don't
have egos like that. It's like, as long as we win, we win. But as for driving the car,
dangerous, I say this all the time, the most dangerous creature on planet Earth is a woman who understands her power.
You damn right. Yes. Because I know, I'm going to just say, as for the climate of the country, a black man is smart to hide behind a black woman right now.
You want to know what the key to her
power is? I'm not mad at all.
And this is going back on the topic of our conversation. You know what really and truly, and I just happened to sit here and think about it. You know what the key to that woman's power is?
What?
Submission.
If she keeps it. Yeah, but she'll dangle it.
Anytime, and we're going to get off of here, y'all, because we had an hour and 24 minutes. Anytime when a man feels like a woman is naturally willing to submit to his lead, and she makes him feel like that he is her king, her protector, her savior, her everything, you will move heaven and earth for her.
You're right. It's not no hesitation there. I did it.
100% you will move heaven and earth because she supports you and she makes you feel like you are on top of
the number one support, world. Not just support,
yes.
The number one.
Number one. It's all about you.
Me. Made that picture.
As long as it's all about you, you make it all about her.
Yes. Make it about her. Yep.
But in women's mind,
it's not a good thing to make it about her, buddy.
But I'm speaking from the female perspective. From the female perspective, in our minds, you dominate me if I'm making it about you.
Mm.
And they miss the fact that when you make it about him, he makes it about you.
Yeah. It's a reflection.
And if you got a man and you making it about him and he ain't making it about you, that ain't the one.
It's not a good reflection.
You need to move on.
It's not a good reflection.
You need to move on.
Yeah, it's true.
But a man will
the same thing.
Heaven and earth.
Right back to submission, because if they both do it, we win.
Because let me tell you something.
There it is.
Even though in the later years of my marriage, we were, like I said, we built a great friendship and we were living as roommates, basically. I still felt protected.
Yeah.
I still felt secure. And I still felt like that man would move heaven and earth for me if he had to.
That's important.
It goes both ways.
It does. I'll tell you.
And women, once they learn how to support him correctly.
It's not just support. There's a way. There's a guideline for this.
But here's the thing. It's about supporting him in the way that he needs, not in the way that you think he needs.
Yeah, that part, please.
That is the difference.
It's not about you. Yes. It's what he needs, not about what you want to give him.
We had that conversation on the birthday show on the patio, and I said, you can't keep trying to feed him what you think he's going to value.
Lactose intolerant.
You need to focus on what he values. And so one of my girlfriends, she was like, well, what about cooking? And I cooked and he did it. Okay, well, he don't value cooking. Well, what he valued in? Well, you were supposed to figure that out. You're going to have to figure that out from him because every man is different.
She's not watching it at the same time. Do you care?
Exactly.
Do you care?
And this is what I say all the time when I hear people, oh, all men want is this and all women want is this. Is that what they truly want? Or is that what somebody told you and you ran with it? Or is that what you told yourself to make you feel better about your failure in the relationship?
Yes. And what is wrong with a conversation?
Let's have a conversation. Because some people don't
longer than an evening.
But here's the thing.
I guess that's the type that I am. That's the courting process.
That is the courting process. We getting on a whole nother subject. We had an hour to that. This is something I brought up on the birthday show too. When I first meet somebody, and this is something that women have a tendency to do. We got this checklist, and I just met you, and I'm going down this checklist. Well, what do? You see how much when you own your own home, you got a car, how much you make. Okay, well, what do you think about this? And then do you and so you checking these boxes and you telling them, oh, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. I want a man that's going to pay my bills. And I want a man that's going to do this. And I want a man that's going to do that. And depending on who it is that you're talking to, you just gave them the roadmap to get whatever it is that they want. That may not even be who they are, but you just
not even out. Close. But I do know how to get this pussy from you. I do know how to do that.
There you go. You just gave me the roadmap too.
All of it in a book.
And so I agree on communication. Let's talk. And if it comes up in the process of but don't come out with a list of those different. And so when I meet people, if he automatically coming with, well, what do you like? Well, where do you want to go? Well, where do you want to? Oh, I love to travel. Oh, well, let's take a trip. Negro, we just met. Then you want to talk about taking a trip. I don't know nothing about you. You're not finna get me excited over a trip that I know you ain't finna book because we just met. And you think you finna string me along and game me when we gonna book this trip and we gonna go so and so? No.
My uncle taught me a relationship is like a garden. You don't just go out there and pluck the fruit. You gotta chill it. You gotta fertilize. You gotta do a whole. You have to court. Yes. You have to learn this person. Yes. If you care, and you're gonna know that she's lactose intolerant. You're gonna know that. You're gonna know she doesn't eat pork. You're gonna know that.
Like to naturally.
You're definitely gonna know she don't do water polo.
As we talking,
you're gonna know that.
I'll be like, oh no, I don't like that. And then if you care about me, then
that's out. That's so far out.
You paying attention. I'm even that way when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you what I do and do not like. First of all, first time, I want to see how we click naturally.
Yeah.
Do we vibe naturally?
Is it oil and water?
Oil and water don't mix.
Don't mix. That don't mix.
Let me tell you something. If I didn't enjoy it, and if I didn't enjoy it the first time and we didn't know each other, I feel like there's really, I'm not that teacher. I'm not going to try to correct because I feel like at this point in our lives, we are who we are sexually.
So I feel like
I'm not going to retrain you.
As in, that's the same mindset for me. No offense to nobody. I did it, and I'm gone. I ain't mad at nobody, and I'll leave and never again because I knew that was a bad ride.
Right. And I ain't gonna go back for a second.
I'm not gonna pay to get on that ride again.
Let's get back on that ride again.
No,
I enjoyed the first. But if the first ride was good,
I'm gonna get a ticket.
And we
gonna get another ticket and see if we can make this thing ride for real.
Right. So now here's my thought process. I'm paying attention to see how well he pays attention to me.
Yes.
If you paying attention that I like when you on this side or when you do this, and he be like, ooh, okay. Okay. Now I'm paying attention. When I touch him here, then we naturally are paying attention how the other responds. And you grow that way because we already had that natural vibe. But if we didn't have that natural vibe, I'll be like, ain't nothing to build on. I'm out.
But I've seen people push that vibe also. Just because it was a cool moment told me this is gonna be a cool hour.
No, you got to know. You got
that moment, and then I'm watching. It's like,
see, that's the difference. That's the difference between me and some other women.
That's all I was like. I knew.
Listen, I can be physically attracted to you and feel like, damn, I know the sex gonna be good, but I already know ain't no relationship. But I'm gonna test it because I want to see if I know whether or not it's as good as I think it is. And if it was good, then you may end up in the fuck buddy category. Yeah, I might be in the mood, and I
see now that's through my reflection. That's something that. Man, I've been doing that a long time, and I can never do it.
We had an hour and 30. Let's get out here before we tell all our business.
I'm not ever doing that.
Me and Ed get the topic. We about to tell all our business on this damn show. Man. Hey, Eric Gardner, welcome. Welcome. We about to get out. Let me get out. We about to end this broadcast, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, because me and Ed telling all our business.
My bad.
I can't believe we had an hour and a half.
My bad.
Good night.